there's a little bit more in this latest WikiLeaks because John Podesta actually was. So here's the thing that bothers me. I don't fault the Hillary campaign for doing everything they can to get the attention off these emails and stuff. That's what you expect them to do. But what I can't stand is when the media goes along with it, right? Which they are. So here's what John Podesta said about the hacks in 3A. He said, the world now knows beyond a shadow of any doubt that the hack of the Democratic National Committee was carried out by the Russian government in a clear attempt to interfere with the integrity of our elections. The only remaining question is why Donald Trump continues to make apologies for the Russians. It should concern every American that Russia is willing to engage in such hostile acts in order to help Donald Trump become president of the United States. But even worse, Trump's own actions suggest he welcomes the help. So this is a complete distraction. I just hate that it's the Democrats now. So we have two parties of war. And now the Democrats are saber rattling, and they're building up the boogeyman in Putin. And instead of what they should be doing is, hey, we both have common enemy, ISIS. Let's join hands and work to defeat them. That's not what they're doing, because it makes more political sense right now for the Democrats to ratchet up the Cold War, which we're doing right now. Hey, NATO is putting nukes and stuff around Russia right now. They're moving. Let me take that back. Nukes. They're moving troops. Imagine if Russia was doing that to Canada. They were sticking troops in Canada right now. So by the way, when the wall went down, Reagan assured them we wouldn't keep expanding NATO, and we're expanding NATO. So we are the ones right now. We're the expanders. We're the ones that are brattling, and this just shows that this McCarthyism. They're trying to smear Trump with it, which there's so much you don't have to smear that guy. But Trump has said he wanted to work with Putin to fight ISIS, right? Which is, and Hillary Clinton says she's called for a no-fly zone in Syria, which means dead people on the ground and boots on the ground. And who are we going to shoot down? ISIS doesn't have planes. That means a war with Russia. So this is, she's been beating the drums for war, in fact, right now. And President Obama also. So that's the thing that bothers me. I'm bothered by this more than anything. Is that, a lot of people are saying right now that we're closer to nuclear war than we ever were during the Cold War. So let me throw it to you, Richard. What do you think about that?
I feel a rant coming on because I not only agree with you 100%, Jimmy, but I also, it's really, really, really bothered me to see so many self-described progressives mindlessly repeating this Cold War inflaming rhetoric just so that they can win an election. The fact is, I've talked to Russia experts about it. I've talked to a lot of people about it. One, we don't know exactly where these leaks are coming from. And I've had self-described progressives say to me, well, but the National Security Agency and the Defense Department says it's the Russian government's behind it. Well, I'm sorry, excuse me, we don't have a 75-year history of those people lying through their teeth to us in order to inflame war. We don't have to go there. And after this election can be won, Donald Trump can be defeated without creating problems that will last for a decade. Now, this will create, exactly as you said, this inflames Cold War tensions with Russia. Hillary Clinton's plan for Syria makes absolutely no sense. She says, I want to go in there and fight to overthrow Assad, and at the same time, I want to go in there and fight the people who are fighting to overthrow Assad. She wants to be on both sides of a civil war. She wants to arm both sides of a civil war. She wants to help fight with both sides of a civil war. And to use your phrasing of earlier, hey, what could go wrong?
Ha! Yeah. What do you have to say?
That this is just politics. This is just about getting elected. If you look at those statements, okay, remember, America, I love my country, but we are a lowest common denominator country. So you have, Russia is evil and Putin is affecting the election and hacking in, and that gets people, oh, we can't have that. You know what I mean? This isn't real. This is the kind of thing, and to tell you the truth, I'm surprised the Democrats are doing it. This kind of thing the Republicans are very good at. You go back to Iraq and that sort of, we're going to hint that Saddam was involved. And this, because people, it's simple. Donald Trump is great at it, what keywords, it's keywords that set people off. Muslims, Mexicans are taking your job, China's taking over it's not real, but unfortunately, again, this is the level people listen to. So when you come out with a statement that it's proven the Russians are hacking into the email and they're going to affect America's election, this is America, and they're aiming at that level of voter. You know what I mean? This isn't real policy. Real policy will be formed later. This is talk to get votes. And when you're getting votes, you aim low.
Well,
They say they're going to go high. They're not going high. They're aiming low.
They are aiming low. I'll go with you on that. You know, of course they're doing it to get votes. But the thing is, then all of a sudden, the day is going to come when, if common sense prevails, and President Hillary Clinton has got to try to negotiate something with Russia and get it through Congress. Or, oh no, those are the guys that tried to steal the election. You know, when you say this stuff, you inflame emotions that last. You know, that make it impossible to do a deal. We saw that during the Cold War. The Cold War lasted much longer than it needed to because the Democrats as well as the Republicans were out there. In fact, in 1960, it was John Kennedy who was saying, oh, the Russians, you know, they got a missile gap and we're falling way behind, when we actually had 10,000 more missiles than they did. We had 10 more years of Cold War because of that race. And I'm afraid that they don't have to do this to win against Trump. Trump is destroying himself. It's a reckless way to go.
Let me make the quick point that Robert Kennedy's speechwriter wrote an article for Politico a couple weeks ago where he says, I'm supporting Trump, and here's why. And he talks about how Robert Kennedy was so committed to peace that he ran for president against Lyndon Johnson, who was the war president. He was running as a peace candidate, and he knew that there was a good chance he was going to get killed, and he got killed because he was trying to stop that war. And here he wrote in this article, I just want to read it really quickly. He talks about how both parties are now on war footing all the time, right? And he says, nor has the Democratic Party candidate for president this year, Hillary Clinton, sought peace. Instead, she has pushed America into successive invasions, successive efforts at regime change. She has sought to prevent Americans from seeking friendships or cooperating with Vladimir Putin of Russia by characterizing him as another Hitler. She proclaims herself ready to invade Syria immediately after taking the oath of office. Her shadow war cabinet brims with the architects of war and disaster from the past decades, the neocons who led us to our present pass in Iraq, in Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, Yemen, in Ukraine, unrepentant of all past errors, ready to resume it all with fresh trillions and fresh blood. And the Democrats she leads seem intent on worsening relations with Russia, for example, by sending American warships into the Black Sea, or by introducing nuclear weapons even closer to Russia itself. So he goes on and on and on. And he's not kidding, and that's not hyperbole. And we're really doing that stuff, and we're really ramping up. And there's generals now. In fact, Gorbachev just said, I read an article in the Independent, he said that we're closer to nuclear war now than we ever were. And he's worried, and I'm worried. And Hillary Clinton just gave a speech the other day where she says the first thing she wants to do is check out our nuclear arsenal and make sure it's ready for a nuclear threat. The first thing she wants to do. So I'm really afraid of Hillary Clinton. We know a vote for Hillary Clinton definitely means more war. It means more fracking, which means more climate change. It means more deregulation of Wall Street. The banks are going to crash again. It means more militarized police, and it's going to mean more ground loss for workers. That's a definite. And so voting for her to stop Trump is again going to produce a worse Trump in 4 years. And it's going to turn the Senate and the House solid Republican. And it's a bad idea for the country. We're in a tough pickle. Nobody wants to see Donald Trump as president, right? Nobody wants to see that. But Hillary Clinton is really destructive for the country. And you can't vote for her and then not say that you're a part of it. You are complicit in the next war. You are complicit in those kids who are going to get killed in Syria or Yemen. Right now, Barack Obama's bombing Yemen. Did you see Michelle's speech, though? It was fantastic. Right now, he's pushing the TPP. Right now, he's jailing journalists using the Espionage Act. Right now, all the things people are afraid of Trump doing, he's doing. He's deporting more people than all the presidents combined since the 1800s. That's according to Fusion. All right? So all this stuff that people, it's fear, 24/7, be afraid of Donald Trump. And what do you get when you're afraid of Donald Trump? You get your unions get wrecked, you get your jobs outsourced, you get Goldman Sachs takes your house away, you get more war. That's what you get when you vote out of fear. And I'd rather vote for somebody who represents my positions and lose than vote for somebody who doesn't represent me, who's actually working against me and wins.
The Young Turks isn't just us, it's also you guys. You make this show possible, and we want to thank you for it, and we want to grow together. We want to be too strong. TYTnetwork.com/join. Let's do it.